According to second law of motion, we know that force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. In SI system, when you write like this, F is equal to some constant into rate of change of momentum, and that constant is 1 in SI system. Then force is equal to change in momentum by time taken. What is change in momentum? Change in momentum means final momentum minus initial momentum by duration of time or time interval, and F is equal to this final momentum is mass into final velocity minus initial momentum is mass into initial velocity by time interval delta t, t2 minus t1. If t1 is said to be 0 and t2 is t, then we can write delta t stands for time interval. Here I will write delta t as t. T is time interval. Here also it is time interval. Here also it is time interval. What is the difference? Suppose if you use your watch, suppose 6:15 to 6:30, what is the time taken? 6:30 minus 6:15. So t2 minus t1 is delta t. Sometimes if you use a what you call stop clock, if you use a stop clock and the initial time was 0, after some 15 minutes the time shows 15 minutes. T2 minus 0, 15 minutes minus 0 is 15 minutes. In either case the answer is 0. If you use a stop clock, instead of t2 minus t1 you will use t. If you use your watch you will use delta t. That's it, no difference. So m into F is equal to m into v minus u by t. In the last chapter we had found the definition v minus u. We defined acceleration as change in velocity by time taken. So v minus u is change in velocity. Hence force is the product of mass and acceleration. So this mass is there and this is an acceleration. So the force F is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. According to second law, force is proportional to mass and acceleration. In SI system, it is a product of mass and acceleration. So what is the unit of force? It is named after scientist Newton, because he did a lot of things with that. So we just, in order to honor him, we called its unit after him, which is Newton. So whenever you write Newton, the unit of force, fully Newton. So to distinguish from the name, the first letter we will not use capital letter. So when we use the unit of force, when we write Newton, the first letter is not a capital letter. When we abbreviate it, only the first letter we use, and we use it in capitals. So the unit of force is Newton, unit of mass is kilogram, unit of acceleration, last chapter we had seen meter per second square. So 1 Newton is the force, which is equal to 1 kilogram meter per second square. Means force is 1 Newton if the force is producing 1 meter per second square acceleration on 1 kilogram mass. If someone asks you what is 1 Newton force, a force that is producing 1 meter per second, because when acceleration is 1 and mass is 1, force is 1 into 1, which is 1. So that is why a force that produces 1 meter per second square, this is not minus 1, this is minus 2. So a force that produces 1 meter per second square acceleration on 1 kilogram of mass is called 1 Newton force. Or we can say that a force is said to be 1 Newton. A force is said to be 1 Newton if it produces 1 meter per second square of acceleration on 1 kilogram of mass. Then what is obvious? When there is force, there is acceleration. When there is an external unbalanced force, there is acceleration. When the force acting on it is 0, acceleration is 0. If acceleration is 0, change in momentum is 0. If change in momentum is 0, change in velocity is 0, because change in momentum means mass into final velocity minus initial velocity. So the unit of force is Newton in SI system, and unit of force in CGS system is dyne, D-Y-N-E, dyne. So if on a mass of 1 gram, if the force produces 1 centimeter per second square, because in CGS system, mass is measured in gram, distance is measured in centimeter. That is why acceleration is centimeter per second square in CGS system. Acceleration is centimeter per second square in CGS system, and the mass is in grams. if a force produces 1 centimeter per second square acceleration in 1 gram of mass, then the force is 1 dyne. If 1 meter per second square acceleration is produced on 1 kilogram of mass, 1 meter per second square acceleration on 1 kilogram of mass, then the force is 1 Newton. 1 centimeter per second square acceleration produced on 1 gram of mass is equal to 1 dyne. So force in SI system is equal to mass into acceleration. Force in SI system, its unit is Newton. In CGS system, its unit is dyne. What is 1 Newton force? A force capable of producing 1 meter per second square acceleration on 1 kilogram mass. And force that is capable of producing 1 centimeter per second square acceleration on 1 gram of mass, then that is 1 dyne. So what is the relation between Newton and dyne, which I will do it in this itself, so which you already know. So we will write like 1 Newton is 1 kilogram into 1 meter per second square. 1 kilogram means 1000 gram and 1 meter means 100 centimeter and second power minus 2. Here we said 1 dyne is gram centimeter per second square, because 1 into 1 is 1. So gram centimeter per second square is dyne, kilogram meter per second square is Newton. So 1 Newton on the left, so 1 Newton, so 1000 into 100, which is 1 lakh, 1 lakh gram centimeter per second square. So 1 Newton is equal to 1 lakh, 1 lakh is 10 power 5, gram centimeter per second square is dyne. So 1 Newton is equal to 1 lakh dyne. So according to second law of motion, we derived force as proportional to rate of change of momentum, and in which direction force is taking place, in that direction rate of change in momentum is taking place. And force can also be proved to be equal to the product of mass and acceleration. And there are two units of force. In SI system it is Newton, in CGS system it is dyne. And 1 Newton is kilogram meter per second square, dyne is gram centimeter per second square. 1 Newton is 10 power dyne, 10 power 5 dyne or 1 lakh dyne. And in units we should not write any plural, that is why I just use singular.